everybody, it's Ran Biderman. Today we're going to cover 7 different steps to launch or to relaunch your real estate career to build it to 6 and 7 figures income. Obviously what you need right now is you need some papers and you need a pen to write down some of the notes that we're going to talk about today. And then we'll give you a little bit of homework and we're going to meet again next week for a continuance of the series. Now remember, we're talking about the first 30 days as a real estate agent. I want to remind you that 73%, that's a big percentage, 73% of all brand new licensees don't make it. What does that mean? They quit within the first 12 months. And other statistics is showing us that 85% of all realtors fail. So I want to make sure that you're not going to fail. I want to make sure you're going to do the right stuff, and that's why we're here today. Let's get to work now, shall we? So we got 7 steps, and let's begin with the first one. The first step is you got to work on your mindset first. So before we begin working on your business, it is more important that we work on your mindset. So I'm not talking to the ones that want to do part-time, maybe want to close 5 deals a year, some extra income on the side. I'm talking to those that really want to launch this as a business. If you cannot create momentum in your business right from the beginning, I'm talking day one, if you cannot create momentum in your business, which is all about your mindset, like what is your mindset doing right now? Are you just checking real estate out? You want to see if it's suitable for you? Maybe yes, maybe not. If that's the case, you're probably not going to make a lot of money. You might be able to sell some houses every year, but that's not really what we're talking about in this video. I'm recording this message for agents that want to really build like a superstar career, like you want to be the best you can as a real estate agent to sell as many homes as possible, to help as many people as possible every single year. And it's designed to bring you from 0, basically, all the way to 50 plus transactions a year. Anywhere throughout the United States, if you're doing 50 plus transactions, you're making a lot of money. And that's what we're going to be talking about over here. So the first step is work on your mindset. Another thing we should talk about at step 1 over here is how many hours a day are you planning to invest in your business? If you're launching a business, you can't think about, oh, I can only do this 3 hours a day, maybe I'll do 6 hours a day. You can't think like that right now. Right now, you got to put in as much as possible, do whatever it takes in order to get it done. I'm suggesting you to work minimum 10 to 12 hours a day, and we'll talk about what launching is all about in the series of videos that I'm recording for you. Okay, let's go to the next step. The next step we got to talk about is you have to start your day early. When I'm talking about starting your day early, I'm talking 5 a.m. Early means that you can do the morning routine that we're going to explain to you in the next video, where we're going to talk about specific schedule that I'll give you, like what to do every hour by hour. All the top producers that I know wake up very early, which is really why they became so successful. So you wake up at 5 a.m. every morning, you're starting your day early. That is already setting you apart from the competition. The majority of people are not going to do it. Okay, let's go to the next step, which is step number 3. Step number 3 is really launch your business with a major blast momentum. What's a major blast momentum? You must announce, literally announce to everyone you know. And when I say everyone you know, we're talking about everyone you know. So we got to look at your cell phone right now, okay? And take from your cell phone all the names of everybody that you know. We're talking about everyone you know. Literally everyone that you know has to be going into this database that we're going to build for you. And building the database, guys and girls, we're not talking about 7 weeks of building database. I'm talking in 24 hours. You have all the names you have in your cell phone, should be on a spreadsheet, which is the first step that you got to do when we finish watching this video. You got to go and download all the database you have in your phone, all the names of all the people, put them on a spreadsheet, and then we're going to start sorting them. Don't even think about, oh, I don't feel comfortable. We will make you feel comfortable. And remember, you're launching a business. It's not about you feeling comfortable. Launching a business is about you doing the things that the business requires you to do. You run the business. You're the leader in the business. You're going to do A to Z at the beginning stage. You are basically the business. The business requires you to do certain activities specifically at the beginning stage of your career, which will set the stage for the future. Step 3 is all about announcing to everyone you know that you're a real estate agent. They just need to know that you're an agent. Later on, we do more stuff with it. But at the beginning stage, they just need to know that you're a real estate agent. And the best way to do it is to contact them by phone, so meaning you need to call them. And yes, you're going to start calling people even if you didn't speak with them for a long period of time. So, calling people, I know you might feel uncomfortable. Some of you are going to feel very uncomfortable with this step, by the way. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to call people, you're going to send texts, you're going to send emails, and you're going to do some things on your social media announcing the launch of your new business. And obviously, if you want people to get excited about it, you should be excited about it as well. Which really comes back to your mindset at step number 1. Okay, we covered 3 steps. Work on your mindset first, start your days early, and then launch your business with a major blast momentum. These are the first 3 steps. That's what you need to start thinking about right now. Like, this is what you're gonna do in your first 30 days in the business. Step number 4 is what separates the best from the rest. Only 5 to 10% of people are actually gonna do what I'm gonna talk about right now. And those are the people that are going to make 6 to 7 figures income coming up next. All right, the next step is a full commitment. It's going to be difficult, and I know already because it's boring. Repetitious boredom can make you rich. So you just need to understand, it might be boring, it might be redundant, you might feel as if it's annoying even. But that's really what's going to get you to become a top producer. I don't know anyone who makes a lot of money in real estate that skip this one. So step number 4, which is extremely important for you, is to develop your communication skills, which is really developing your lead generation skills. I'm talking about the following things. Number 1, how to speak, what to say now when you're launching your business, how to tell people about that, what to say when you're calling it for sale by owner, what to say when you're calling someone who tried to sell their home and that he couldn't sell it the first time, which means they're expired. How do you approach these people? How do you handle objections? What do you say in your pre-listing package? What do you say when you're pre-qualifying a lead, when you're calling the lead to pre-qualify the appointment? So what to say and how to say is the most important thing for you right now in your business to study it, and you need to invest a lot of hours in studying and practicing. And when I say a lot of hours, I'm talking about at least 2 to 3 hours every single day. In your first 90 days need to be into this thing, but at least in the first 30 days, you really need to be fanatic about doing this. So what you want to do is you can go on my website at ranbiderman.com to the resource page and then click on the listing presentation and print it. So the first thing you want to know is your listing presentation. You need to know A to Z what you're saying inside a listing presentation scenario. If you're spending money right now advertising, or you're creating a video that's getting you some leads, or you're calling some people and they say, well, we're looking to sell or we're looking to buy, you need to know what to say next. So there are a bunch of scripts and dialogues that I have on the website on the resource page. You just need to download it and print it so you have it with you and start role-playing it. So here is how you develop your communication skill. You want to take at least half an hour in the morning before you even begin working. That's why I told you need to start early, 7:30. This is what you're going to be doing first thing in the morning. So here's what you need to do. And you're going to start chanting them out loud in a normal speed for 15 minutes. So you're going to read it out just like you're talking at the same speed. You do that for 15 minutes. The next step is you take the same script and you read it out loud as fast as possible. The reason you want to do it in 2 different speeds is because number 1, it will be easier for you to verbalize these words and make them yours, which means internalizing the script. So you want to chant out normal speed and then as fast as possible, 15 minutes each exercise, so that's half an hour right there. The next step you want to do is you want to role play the same script you just chanted out loud with a role play partner. Now I suggest you take about 5 different scripts. For example, for sale by owner is one script, expired listing is another script, just listed, just sold, or you take the listing presentation or handling objections. So you take 5 different scripts and you take, okay, on Monday I'm going to chant out loud and role play the FISBO. On Tuesday I'll do the expires, on Wednesday I'll do the just, and so on and so forth. So every day you take 1 day a week to role play, to chant, to handwrite, to do all the stuff that's going to allow you to internalize the script. More than 90% of people who join our industry will never do this exercise. This step number 4 that I'm mentioning to you here is so crucial that you have no idea how it separates you from the competition. The better you are with all the scripts, internalizing them, the better you are on the phone, the better you are face-to-face conversing with people, the more appointments you can get. The more appointments you close, the more listings you get, the more contracts you put together. So that's the morning, you're spending 15 minutes and half an hour role playing, and then you start your day prospecting. Later on in the day, you're gonna go back to script study, and you're going to put in between an hour and 2 hours of studying the listing presentation. The listing presentation is by far the most important thing for you right now to memorize and internalize. Because if someone called you right now and say, hey, come list my house, you have no idea what you're doing. So the first thing you want to learn is how to list the property, how to actually do the listing presentation. And when you do your listing presentation, it's showtime. I'm teaching the listing presentation A to Z in the boot camp. We're probably going to do one virtually on Zoom, which I'll announce, and it's going to be free, so you don't need to worry about the money. We're going to do 2 days of a free event teaching how to do a listing presentation. Put that aside. There's also other videos, and if you go scroll down on my YouTube channel, you will find the foundation videos. And over there, I talk a little bit more about all the subjects of how to role play, how to memorize, how to internalize scripts and dialogues. You should check out that video. Let's go now to step number 5. Step number 5 is you need to focus on generating leads, not servicing leads. The agents out there that get most listings, they are masters at generating leads. So the first thing you got to know is, if you think about a funnel, at the top of the funnel, you got to pour in a lot of leads. And then obviously some of the leads are not qualified, some of them are not ready. And you're going to have your own process of pre-qualifying all these leads. And then at the bottom of the funnel, you're going to start getting real clients, people that are actually ready to work with you. And the funnel, you know, if you're putting in 100 people at the top and you're getting 5 people at the bottom that you can work with, sell them a house or list their home and get it sold, and that's how you're going to be making money. So you got to think about the funnel. If nothing goes on top, if you're not generating leads, if you're not spending most of your time right now, like 80% of your day should be focused right now on generating leads. There are many ways to generate leads. I will have a separate video about that. That's what you should be focused on. So between developing your sales skills and your communication skills and your lead generation skills, the next thing you got to do all day long is generating those leads. Now, there's many different ways to generate leads. We're going to talk about the first one, which is prospecting, meaning you're getting face-to-face with people or over the phone or texting people directly. The second thing is you want to generate leads by branding yourself. Now, branding takes time. We're talking at least a couple of years of a lot of effort. So you're going to do a lot of efforts for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. That's what's going to build your brand. And your brand is also built by you delivering outstanding results for buyers and sellers that you work with so that they can then refer you. And that's really how your brand is being built. So you shouldn't really think about branding in your first 30 days. All you can do right now is the major blast momentum that we're talking about, which is calling, texting, the major blast momentum that we're talking about, which is calling, texting, and you can put some money also on getting leads on social media. You can also purchase some buyers' leads. Now, if you don't have any money to invest in your business, the way I teach you is to start from scratch. You don't need money to do what it is that I'm teaching you to do. You just need to have sweat equity. You need to be willing to put the work. And if you do everything that we show you in the program, you will become successful, but you got to be really sold out on the goals you're trying to achieve and be extremely excited about your business, and you got to go get it. The top of the funnel is the most important thing right now. You got to put in as many leads as possible at the top of the funnel, and then as you start developing better communication skills, you will obviously convert more of those leads. At the beginning stage, you're probably going to convert 1 out of 10. Later on in your career, you can go to 3 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. You're never going to get 100% of the leads to convert. Nobody does that. So step number 5 is really to focus on lead generation the majority of the day, which means you need to be in action all day going after leads. Step number 6, you got to focus in on really build your image online. We're talking social media now should reflect the fact that you just relaunched a new business, you're a real estate agent. You have to work on all your social media. I'm talking, okay, on LinkedIn, you need to have a profile. Facebook, you got to talk about yourself as a real estate agent. Instagram. So all of those social media sites, Twitter, etc., they need to speak about you as a real estate agent. When you're done with this video, I suggest you to go and Google your name and see what shows up on the first page of Google. Before anybody's going to give you a listing, the first thing they're going to do is Google you. You want to make sure that the language that they find on Google is really doing the work to convince them that you are the right person for the job. And that takes time to do, but right now you can start by changing all of your social media pages to reflect who you are in the business. What is your message? What's your unique sales proposition? What is it that's so special about you? Why should they choose you as their realtor versus someone else? That's really what you want to focus on doing right now, and you need to do this all across the board. You also want to keep the same message. So you're starting the branding right now. Yes, it takes time to build, but the beginning of it is happening right now. Like, think about it. Right now, everything you're doing is going to influence the future that you're going to have in this business. It is extremely important for you right now to understand what I'm talking about so that you can actually take it seriously and make sure that your future is bright in this business. If you scroll down to the foundation videos, I have step number 1 all the way through step 25. There are 25 steps and videos you can watch, which is really teaching you the foundation of this business. That is another thing that I think you should be doing in your first 30 days, watching all these videos. So maybe you want to take one video per day. Watch it, make some notes, think about how you wish to take that information and plug it into your business. And one of those steps is how to build your online presence, which will help you with talking about social media sites and what to do with them. Okay, step number 7 is knowing your market stats. You want to become a pricing specialist. What's a pricing specialist? A pricing specialist is someone who knows their market inside out. I'm talking about knowing every single house in your market right now. So how do you do that? Well, every day you need to invest minimum 1 hour going on MLS and looking at what's sold. So you need to study what's sold in your market at least in the last 6 months. What's sold in your market in the last 6 months? So if your niche, as an example, is selling single families in a certain neighborhood, you want to go to these neighborhoods on MLS and you want to check exactly what's sold in the last 6 months and look at all the data. You want to look at pictures. You want to see exactly what the house looks like. You might even want to go on Google Maps and look around the neighborhood and see what the neighborhood looks like. You want to understand the pricing. You want to understand the price per square foot. You want to understand the price based on condition. You want to understand what's the size of each house. What separates one house from the rest. For example, if one house is selling 50 grand more than the others, you want to know why it sold for 50 grand more. These are the things you need to really understand. So you're looking at price per square foot. You want to know days on market. You want to know how many listings in your market expire. You want to know the percentage of asking price versus selling price. Like, what's the percentage? If you're listing a house for 500, if homes were sold in your neighborhood and all of them were listed, say, at 500, but they sold at 450, that means that they're selling at 90% of asking. So you want to learn all the details, all the data inside your neighborhood, because if you're going to start calling people there looking for listings, if you want people to actually choose you as their listing agent, you really want to know what you're talking about. And it's also a big portion of your listing presentation, which we're going to talk about in a different video. All right, so to summarize, we're talking 7 steps here. The first one, I'm going to read the list to you real quickly. Number 1 was working on your mindset first. Focus on what it is you're trying to achieve, get fired up about it, and be ready to go to work 10 to 12 hours a day. Second step we talked about is you have to start your day early. We're talking at least 5 a.m. in the morning if that's going to be difficult for you. No one says success is easy. But I promise you that once you start getting up at 5, if you do that for 30 days, waking up at 5 a.m. for 30 days in a row, it will be easier for you to do that for the remaining of your career. Step number 3 is launch your business with a major blast momentum, meaning you got to really get on the phone right now. For the next 30 days, you have to spend all day long on the phone, calling people, texting, sending emails, creating videos, putting them on social media, talking about the fact that you are a real estate agent, you specialize in prices in XYZ neighborhoods, and you're looking for people that want to buy and sell real estate. If everyone you know knows that you're a real estate agent, you will get some referrals in the next 30 days. You could get easily 4, 5, 6 buyer leads, and you can probably get 1 or 2 listings if you really follow a major blast momentum from now going forward. So your first 30 days, 80% of your day should be spent on the phone, talking to people, texting, emailing, social media, video, and content creation around what's happening in your neighborhood, talking about all that stuff. Step number 4 we spoke about was developing your lead generation skills, communication skills, role play, chant out loud, memorize internalized scripts and dialogues. And then number 5 is focusing on lead generation and not lead servicing. You're not looking to take one lead and then spend 3 weeks with it to figure out they're not going to do anything in the next 6 months. You want to generate leads, like create as many leads as possible. Right now, all you got to focus in is generating leads and become a lead generation machine. Step number 6, work quickly on your online presence. Fix everything that's out there. If it's not positive on the first page of Google, go to social media, and your online presence should talk about you and who you wish to become. So what's your message on social media is who you wish to become. It's not who you are right now because you're on your way there, but you want to talk to people as if you're there already. Which goes back to step 1, your mindset. And then step number 7 is obviously knowing your market stats so that you could have conversations with people about what's happening in your market right now, educating them, etc. Stay tuned for the next video. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, you might want to click up here and subscribe, as well as opening notification. And every time I'm uploading a video, you will get notified via email, so you don't need to think about is the video out there, etc. And hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you guys in my next video. By the way, I'm offering a free coaching session, so if you feel that you need more guidance, if you have more questions for me and you want to talk to me about that, I'm offering you a complimentary coaching call. All you got to do is just go to my website at ranbiderman.com and click to book your coaching call. I'm waiting to meet you one-on-one. If you want to be successful, you might want to consider getting outside of your comfort zone.